How do you prune a peach tree? Today I'm going to show you how. G'day there, I'm Dana from Pewakaka Valley. Today we're off to my sister's house to help her prune her fruit trees. This is a really large peach tree that hasn't worked out that it's winter yet, but it's the middle of winter, so we're going to prune it anyway. It has sprouted off quite a lot at the base there, so it's usually peaches are usually grown from stones, so it's unlikely that that's like a rootstock and a wanted variety. It's more likely that they're all the same type, but we are going to give it quite a severe pruning because it's too tall to be able to reach the top, and peach trees you can keep them quite short just by some good pruning methods, but this has kind of been left to go crazy because this is the first season these guys have just moved here. We don't know, one, what type it is, and two, how well it's fruiting, but what we do know is it's too big and too rambly and too all over the place for what we actually want. And I'm doing this whole thing with a sleeping baby on my belly that won't let me get into won't let me put him down, so it's going to look a little awkward trying to saw around him, but the aim, we're going to pull out quite a few of these crossing over branches in the middle here, and top most of these higher ones so that we can reach the fruit as they come up. This tree's on quite a bit of a hill, so putting a ladder here to get fruit's not going to be a safe option. So we're going to try and trim it down so that we can keep it to a reasonable height. And you can see in here where these branches are crossing over, we'll be taking out the smaller of those. And the other thing you want to be looking for is any dead wood like this, where it's kind of, where are we, sort of that orangey brown, as opposed to, it's just not looking so healthy. We'll take that out as well. Anywhere in the middle where they're crossing over, and any that look damaged, like there's a damaged bit here, I'm going to have a wee inspection, see how that's looking, because anywhere like that is where sort of your fungus and things can get in. Unfortunately, when that person has trimmed here, they haven't, usually when you're cutting a big branch you need to saw up first to sever this bark and then cut down. Unfortunately, this person has just cut and it's ripped the bark, and this is where the bugs and the viruses can get in. And they haven't put any pruning paste on it to protect it either, and it looks like down here, it looks like whatever's got in here is also affecting the branch down here as well. And unfortunately they've done that on quite a few of the branches. This one here's got the same problem, and so has this one. So we'll see how we get on. We'll probably put this in fast forward for you so you don't have to watch it all in slow motion, and then at the end I'll show you what we've done. Right, so I'll show you how you should be doing the cutting. So whichever way the branch is going to fall, you need to start on that side and cut through that bark first, and that will stop it ripping when it actually comes down. And then you go onto the top side this is when you want an electric one. And that means it doesn't rip the bark, and then you're not going to have that fungal entry for the fungus to get in, like what's happened on this one. And then with big cuts like this, you want to apply a decent amount of pruning paste, and you want the pruning paste to cover the top, but also about 1 centimetre or ½ an inch around the edge as well, just to make sure it's got a good seal to keep the fungi out. Now these two here are overlapping, so we'll probably keep that bottom one. can take out that top one. Bad doing so much damage to a tree. I'm sorry, tree. So they've stuffed that too, and see the whatever's got in there has killed that branch, and it's killed that branch, and it's killed that branch. That one's not healthy either. So we might just take that whole, because everything around there is dead. Basically,
so it's pretty easy stuff.
It is,
It's
like,
just
get rid of damaged stuff, get rid of rotten stuff, get rid of dead stuff.
not to be afraid to do it, eh?
Yeah, and then get rid of stuff that overcrosses each other, and then trim it down to whatever height you want it.
And all fruit trees will be the same, eh?
Yeah, much of a muchness. Usually apples and pears usually have one main leader, and then kind of rosettes of branches that go out from them. And pears you usually leave like that. Apples you can choose whether you want to grow them like that or whether you want to grow them more like the, what's it called? Goblet sort of shape.
Yeah.
And all these stone fruit you usually trim into a goblet shape, which is nice and open in the middle and branches around the outside. So you want to cut off the ones that are pointing into the middle, because they'll block the sunlight down onto your fruit.
I see.
And you need the sunlight for them to ripen.
And that was that, what was it? The goblet.
Goblet, yeah.
Goblet. Keep wanting to say chalice.
Oh yeah, same thing I guess. There's probably some people that call it one, some call it another. And then like these ones are just silly because they're growing little crazy legs. So actually all the way up there, they're kind of useless. We might say even that one's a wee bit silly. No, but it's got new growth, so we'll just cut it here. And we'll decide next winter what we want to do with the rest of it. Because probably ideally we'd take this whole branch off, but given so much of that one looked so unwell, we might just leave this because at least it's healthy.
Yeah.
So if something happens to the rest of that branch, you've got healthy stuff to get on with.
I see exactly why you do that now.
Yeah. Good to know, eh?
Yeah, so good.
You don't pass that here. In here. Whoop, it's not very focused. Can't do everything. Yeah, you can see the healthy woods, the green bits. And see where the brown bits are, that's where it's died off. And these black bits are the fungal stuff spreading. Which doesn't bear very well for that tree actually. I wonder if we need to cut it a bit lower to get rid of, because you don't want anywhere where it's dead. Can you see that? Where it's dead around here. It's just going to keep spreading into your healthy tree.
That's the only good.
Yeah, that's healthy.
So there.
Wow.
What's left?
Right.
These.
Yeah. Because that's why we had to cut that big bit out over there as well.
There,
And down. Yeah, maybe there. Because because that bit sticking out looks healthy. That's looking way better.
That's good.
So that's a trick, right, is to cut it back to healthy stuff, because this here, we have a, whoa, have a bit of a look at that. That's, so many of those bits are not healthy. That's awesome. That's what it should look like. Let's see if I can focus it. There we go. That's what it should look like. Green right around the edge and nice and light brown in the middle. This bit here, that's affected by the fungal thing, because it's all dead and that funny browny black colour. And I think you'll find it's probably affected quite a lot of the branches in there. That damage there won't be helping either. That'll let bugs in. Yeah, so we may have just saved the life of your tree. Do you want to pass up the pruning paste, please?
That looks great.
Yeah, well, we found one of them. There's a big one down there. You can see it. We cut a piece off.
This here, my love.
And actually you can see the death and the rot.
Yeah.
Like it should be green all the way around, and it's half of that's dead. And so we had to take out a whole lot. That whole big piece down there.
I'm more than happy with this.
But that
like
looks
this.
real healthy. So
Yeah, awesome. I said to Dana, if we topped all of those trees, we'd actually get some.
now, because this plant's got all those fungal issues, I'm actually like pasting pretty much all the wounds, because I don't want to be responsible for any further death. Where the pruning saw accidentally nicked the bark, just give it a really good coating of pruning paste to help seal it up. How's that looking? Better, eh?
Yeah, way better.
I don't want to take out too much more. Jesse's sniffing some more. Because it's a bit of a shock to the tree, cutting off lots of it too. So I think next year we can look at limiting these ones. But we'll see how they grow like this, I think.
Does that big one need paste?
Yes, it does. See, I'm not entirely convinced that that whole thing's okay. I think that's just rust from the saw.
Oh, yeah.
But the same thing happened there. I cut it off up here. I went, nope, that's still damaged. So we had to cut it down further.
Awesome.
Now it looks a little crazy. It's not very neat and tidy, but it's also got rid of most of the, well, all of the dead wood that I can see. So hopefully it'll come away nice and flush in the springtime. I hope you found that video useful. If you did, hit the like button, consider subscribing to our channel. We bring you videos twice a week on growing and preserving your own food. We'll see you in the next one.